let's take a look as we look at our 60-minute chart of the S&P 500, which has a good picture of what happens overnight and then what happens during the day. When the white area is the regular pit traded time period, as we say. And you could see here what happened was that trade tensions were easing here on Sunday night, and we got a pop in the market. Now the market's held up until the second hour right over here on Monday, and then began to move to the downside. And they actually fell right through part of Wednesday. We thought the market would be weak in towards the end of the week. You could see that it's tried to rally during the week, but it was really a choppy week. What really hurt the market right over here was that the yield curve got near 12 basis points right there. And right now the yield curve was more like about 14 basis points, but that really got scary. The dollar jumped big time and gold cracked. I mean, that was the day that the biggest moves came in every single market. And you could see in here that pre-opening, you got this big sell-off in the first hour right over there, and then it chopped most of the day there. Relief came here on Wednesday as the Russell started to move up strongly and then made a new high. The Russell overperforming every one of these days in here that we're looking at, as we got a good lift here, and the NASDAQ got a good lift there on Wednesday. That was the good day for the week. Here's where the news started to come in about the Italian politics and potentially leaving the euro, and their bonds and their banks just got smashed right in here, and you could see how that affected the markets overnight. But then here oil started to really pick up, and the energy stocks exploded along with the Russell again, and that gave you that big 2 hours right there, and then all of a sudden oil started to soften, and the NASDAQ with it. And you could see is the oil, the energy stocks have really been helping the market pretty significantly, and of course the Russell. And then when they start to get softer, the markets then pulls back. So we had that big drop in here as S&Ps moved down about 20 points intraday, but they don't really stay down much right now. They move down and then the buyers come back in and the markets get choppy. Here's that news here on Friday that there was that report of the China deal, which was total crap, and then they denied it right over here, and you could see that basically was the high in the futures for the overnight session and for the day. And then for the rest of the day, it's been choppy. There has been a couple of down swells in there that got the S&Ps down around 10 points, but the market keeps trying to come back. And it doesn't seem really motivated to have any kind of a significant move right now in either direction. And when I show you the daily chart in the short-term view, you will then see the change has been really narrow in a lot of the markets. Well, maybe not so much in the gold market or the bond market, because they had some pretty good downside moves. So now we'll talk about the stock market. We thought the stock market would have a down week, like I said, and go down to S&P 2682. The Russell has prevented any kind of a real downside. Every time the market has a downswell, the Russell starts ticking up, and the traders just buy because they're afraid to sell in the face of the Russell being strong. Rightly so. So we have seen a week that has had some choppiness in it intraday for that reason. Now, we have some pretty good clarity here right now in the cyclical patterns that we're looking at. You can see the dominant and the minor cycle, how they line up. And now what we're looking for, and what we had thought was it was going to come down to that support area 2682 right over there by the end of this week. But you can see the slim ribbon right there turns positive and widening, so that has held it up. And like I said, the Russell moving to a new high has done that. So we're getting into the last 1 or 2 days right here, and that we're suspicious that, you know, if it can get down to this area of about 2681, 2682 Monday or Tuesday, that it will go right back up. So this pattern right in here, right, fits Here it is right here. It was a minor dip and then went right back up. This is similar right in here. A minor dip and then right back up. We're looking for a small week. In other words, down a couple days, up a few days, and then this is the risky period right over there. So for the next week, we're going to call it small change. Try to sell off, not be able to sell off. Try to rally, not be able to get very far, and a really tight range. If you want to see our more in-depth weekly analysis, cycle analysis on the bigger charts, we do that in Future Speak. So if you become a level 2, 3, or 4 member, you'll be able to see Future Speak. And the stock index report, $15 in the special, it is also included with level 2, 3, and 4. So if you subscribe to any of those levels, you will also get the stock index report. Just a phenomenal report. And it comes out on Thursday mornings, and then we update it on the weekend. You get a picture of all of these charts, and you get analysis. We tell you what we think the charts are saying, and then we show you momentum indicators that are really good. Great visual on that. So great stuff. Write me for any of those specials or for the stock index report. I think subscribing to our content will give you understanding of the market that, well, it's just really hard to get.